my channel. My name is Manisha, aka the Dancing Panda, and today I've bought you 3 books from the Chandra series that have released so far. This series is by one of my favorite writers about whom I have talked in my earlier videos, that is Amish. So let's get started. Okay, so the Chandra series is a 5-book series, and the first 3 books that I'm going to talk about today are parallel narratives, which means they are basically explaining the story of all the 3 characters, that is Lord Ram, Sita Ma and Raavan, in the same timeline. And eventually the 4th and 5th books will be a common narrative of all these 3 characters and what happens after Ma Sita's abduction. So the first book of this series is Scion of Ikshvaku. Now this book is basically the origin story of Lord Ram. The word Scion in the title means descendant, and Ikshvaku was the name of first king of the Suryavanshi dynasty from which Lord Ram belongs. So the title basically describes Lord Ram, who is a descendant of King Ikshvaku of the Suryavanshi dynasty. At the beginning of this book, Amish provides the background of how problematic the times were for Ayodhya as a kingdom. So the national reserves were depriving, there was a war going on, and there was a lot of crisis in the kingdom itself. And these are the times when Lord Ram was born, which led to people believing that he is someone who brings bad luck. And eventually Lord Ram becomes an outcast. So being the crown prince, he had to work immense hard to prove that he does not bring bad luck. And this book also talks about how he eventually joins the law enforcement of the kingdom, and the journey of him becoming someone who is so serious and so honest about law, and someone who thinks of everybody as equals, genuinely and literally. The second book in this series is Sita, Warrior of Mithila. Now this book obviously tells the story of Sita Ma from her birth to the abduction. This story also gives a beautiful background of Mithila as a kingdom where they have totally abandoned violence, and a lot of people don't expect much from this kingdom. But it is a peaceful place which is the pioneer of knowledge. So the story begins when King Janak and Queen Sunaina were about to visit a Kanyakumari, who is the virgin goddess. And on their way they find this girl child in a field, and they adopt her, who eventually grows up to become Sita. Sita is not like the normal princesses. She's someone who's fiercely trained with weapons, even in a place like Mithila, because of her interest in combat. She's immensely smart. She has her political opinions. She's thorough with all the texts, and she's great in combat. Also, she has battle scars. She is fierce, independent, and she's also the minister of the kingdom. So there's a lot to this character as opposed to what we saw in the TV serial, from which we get all our knowledge, most of us. So that's precisely why I love the writing of this book, and I love this character. The third book of this series is Raavan, the enemy of Aryavarta. Now this book is by far the best book that Amish has written, and obviously it's one of my favorites. This book presents a very nuanced and very humanized character of Raavan, which eventually helps us to understand why and how he became who he became. This book does not demonize him like all the movies and shows that have been previously done, which is the most beautiful aspect of this book. Now this book, while telling the story of Raavan, of how he became a pirate, or this warrior, or this businessman that he was, or how he eventually gets his leaning towards Lord Shiva and the kind of connect, the way he is interested into instruments and paintings and art, all of this is encapsulated in this beautiful book. But this book also provides us a beautiful insight into a mind of someone who's been through troubled problems, and this eventually I think is a theme for mental health problems, which is something that I saw through. I don't know if that was the intention or not. So to conclude it, I would say that Raavan, the enemy of Aryavarta, is the best book Amish has ever written, and I'm hoping that he keeps on writing such complex and nuanced characters, stories where you cannot really tag someone as a negative character. Also, one more beautiful thing about this book is the way it describes Raavan from Kumbhakaran's point of view. That is something you need to watch out for. The characters in all these three books are extremely relatable, and I'm eagerly waiting for the next two books. As soon as they release and I read them, I'm obviously going to make a video on them. But that's it from me today. I hope you guys read these books and you like them as much as I have liked them. And if you like this video, please like it, share it, and please subscribe guys. Subscribe कर दो, बिल्कुल free है. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Until then, bye bye.